Terrible transition because my CPU shut. Hello, everybody. Welcome. It is Monday night, and we're back playing Strange Aeons. About to finish book 3 tonight, and I'm very excited. Before we get started, thank you, Savage32, for the 13 months for being there from the start, mate. You fucking madman, you handsome devil, you sultry elf ranger. Anyway, moving on. We are, don't forget to check out Savage Bear Podcast. Oh, no, I forgot to, don't worry, Adam, the new overlay that we'll have next Strange Aeon session, we'll have at the Savage Bear Podcast with little Instagram logo above your head. I'm sorry, I forgot to fix that up.
It's alright.
But I'm
very excited.
It. Don't forget to check the Savage Bear Podcast, available on Spotify, iTunes Music, and all good podcasting apps, where you can hear Adam DMing Pathfinder 2nd Edition for me, Brayden, and Kyle from our Eberron campaign. In very, 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 very fun campaign that we're all enjoying. So don't forget to check that out. If you're watching, if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you started following after our one-shot last Friday with some special guests, and we have another one-shot coming up this Friday night with some special guests from the Twitchverse. Zeth, aka Bloody_Z035, Yanti, and Evildoer joining two of our regular players. Adam here and Katie will be returning, maybe reprising her character from last Friday. I'm not sure, maybe a new one. We'll soon find out. So stick around for that. Things to come. In the meantime, let's get started on tonight's session. We just kill the fun time music, because the fun times are over, and we're going back to Strange Aeons. Oh, 669 bits. Nice. Thank you so much, 7Z. Nice. What music should I put on? What one did I have on last week? I think it was this one. So where we left off last Monday on the previous episode of Strange Aeons, the party visited the moon. Not the material plane moon, the moon of the Dreamlands. Flying on the back of a Shantak with an enchanted howdah to protect them from the cold void of space. You flew to the moon with the intention of rescuing the Yellow King, who had been subjected to the terrors of a moon beast run prison, having been set there by a denizen of Leng by the name of Wirralai, someone who had been operating in the shadows up until now, someone who you are familiar with the name, but because of your fugue state and loss of memories, you cannot remember who they are. But you flew to the moon. The Shantak touched down outside the prison complex, and you secured passage into the prison, where you discovered that some kind of insurrection had broken out between two factions of the moon beasts in the prison. One who wanted to run the prison as it had always, and another one who was obsessed with new forms of torture and research into torture, and who had, it turned out, allied themselves with a nightmare dragon, who you fought and then fought against the Moon Beast himself before you found the Yellow King, who was imprisoned in a solitary confinement cell, and you boarded the Shantak and headed back towards the Dreamlands, bringing us to where we are now. Let me just change the tune here. So as the Shantak, there was a 10-hour flight from the moon back towards the Dreamlands. The Shantak touches down once again at the lost caravanserai. Time, it seemed, had moved forwards again, and a blistering hot day awaited you as you touch down back at the caravanserai. The Shantak lands. You disembarked from the Howdah along with the Yellow King. The Shantak gives you one last look and takes off again, flies off into the distance.
Thank you very much, I guess.
Gideon will give her a bow.
Did we manage to get a long rest on that flight?
Yes, you did manage to get a long rest on the flight.
Because I noped out at the prison.
Oh,
Once.
yes.
As soon as I get back, can I have been trying to get back to the caravanserai?
You are not able to. You wake up.
landing?
As you wake up back on the Cell and Starling, it is the next morning, and the occult ritual can only be performed at night.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'll set up the ritual area anyway to make it seem like I've been trying to get back, and then I'll go fish.
So we're all just still passed out on the floor around where we
Yeah.
did last.
Yeah, I might I don't know, use some prestidigitation and
Draw some penises.
put some
on faces.
mustaches on you and stuff like that.
Oh, gosh.
Oh.
Move on to practical jokes now.
Become a prop comedian like Carrot Top.
Exactly.
Even
Yeah,
Balthus
that's
isn't
not
that bad, so... Oh, shots fired. Anyway.
Hey, he might be a potential viewer.
So, you've landed on to the other three who are still inside the Dreamlands. Heimlich, Gideon, Aether. Standing atop the balcony on the second level of the caravanserai. Observing the sort of the heat waves rising in the distance on the desert horizon. Sand blowing into your face. You turn around to the Yellow King. Whose picture I'm going to bring up right now.
Ooh.
I must thank you again for rescuing me, my friends. Of course, my favorite employee, Gideon.
Thank you.
Not
Gideon.
to worry. Yeah, sorry.
That's right. I was just going to say Gideon's quite happy. He hasn't really been praised all that much throughout this campaign, so he's very happy. So someone's actually given him, like, props.
Tell me, how goes your quest for the Mad Poet's wish list?
Well, Aether, I think you've got the bag, do you not?
No, I think
No,
Heimlich
sorry,
stole it.
Heimlich's
But-
bag.
We've gotten together all of the things, you know? Ticked them all off.
You managed to gather his entire wish list.
His whole thing, yeah. Quite easy, actually. I mean,
Really? Because I would have
understand
thought
why
some of
you
those
wouldn't
things
want
were
to go
quite
and get him.
dangerous to find, were they not?
Oh, yes.
It's-
Some of them were.
Well,
But,
nothing for us.
you know, nothing that a week's rest won't shake off, you know?
Ah, indeed, indeed. Well, whenever you're ready. It is a fairly long journey, but I can guide you to the Mad Poet.
Well, we should probably go when my brother is with us, right? He's not here, is he?
No, I believe he left before we even met up really with
Yes, but
Yellow
did you say he bitched out?
well, I think if we go by previous engagements where he disappeared early, I reckon he's back on the boat.
Again, Heimlich, I just do want to apologize again for
Well, you did
absolutely
shoot me in the back.
destroying you. I mean, you got absolutely ruined, if I'm
I-
being honest.
Yes.
That I did, yes. No need to mention it again. I think I am quite annoyed by this whole situation, but understands that your weak mind has been broken many times.
Yeah, if you spellcasters could, do something about that, would have been a whole lot easier on my half.
Well, if I knew that such a thing was to be, put upon you, perhaps an extract of some sort we could have prepared. But I was not prepared enough, I guess, is the right word. But I think I'll browse through my my extracts and see if there's one that could be available that would help you with your will. So it's all down to just believing in yourself, I think, in the end. If you believe that you can overcome it, that's gonna be fine.
Self-belief.
Yes, self-belief. Trust.
You're saying I don't believe in myself enough?
Well,
Is
that's the difference between a will save and perhaps another type of an intelligence save. Perhaps it's the willpower. It's the willingness to allow this to happen. So I think a small part of you doubted yourself. So I think just if
Ian,
you
I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what you're talking about, but
basic scientific matter. When we get back on the boat, we might spend a few sessions. I have a few self-help books that you might want to read.
self-help?
Yes, maybe a couple of.
Do you think I'm... Oh, don't... Oh,
It just might
anyhow.
improve your willpower. That's all.
Mr. King, sir, do you mind if we put off going to see the Mad Poet until we get my brother back?
Of course, of course. I have much to do here anyway. I need to clean up the mess that those dreadful denizens of Lang left to my administration
Of
office
course.
downstairs.
Of
Hopefully
course.
that nasty Mr. Wanderlust is no longer still there.
Do you think that it would be safe for you here?
Was going to be my question.
I don't see why not. No, I don't see why not.
Why was
Do
it
you
safe
have
for you
your
last time?
own protection of some description?
Well,
know?
you don't suppose Wirelai is going to come back with more reinforcements, do you? After the scathing you
that
gave
had
them last
crossed-
time?
That
the-
had crossed my mind.
Well, what do you suggest?
Well, there are other places that you could stay. Perhaps we could put you up in the hotel. And, the hotel we stayed at
In Delathlane?
back in the city.
It's like, I'm afraid, I don't think I can leave this place.
Is that because of any particular reason? Or
No,
because you don't
something
want to?
about this caravanserai binds me here. I feel as though
Right.
when I was wrenched away from Lao's mind as a fragment of his psyche, this place must have been imprinted on him somehow. I don't know.
Well, how
Curious?
did you get to the moon if it's difficult for you to leave?
Well, I
Is
was
this not
taken
something that
against
could
my
happen again?
will. I was taken against my will, I was.
Is there a place you could potentially hide or some way to protect yourself?
Well, there are some cattle stalls outside if I hear the denizens of Lang's returning, or perhaps one of those bathtubs in the bathhouse down the hall.
Of course.
Well, I'm sold. Perhaps if you could write down the way to get to the Mad Poet in the event that you are absent when we return.
I'm afraid it is a long, dangerous trek across open desert, and you will require my guidance.
Is it possible, perhaps, maybe to pencil it in next week, which we might want to get to another one of our members, to make it a bit safer, and because, they should be involved, I would feel guilty leaving them out a little bit.
He wouldn't. He
course.
bitched it out.
I
Just
will
ran
be.
away. I'm sorry.
I will be waiting for you here. It will be fine. I can return to poring over my ledgers, assuming Mr. Wanderlust has left.
Go downstairs and check if he has.
Yeah, can we hear a sinister geezer downstairs talking out loud?
You can't. As you go downstairs and check, it seems Mr. Wanderlust has left and has taken the ledgers with him.
Ooh.
Interesting.
There's still books upon books in the shelves, right?
No, the downstairs office was just ledgers.
Oh, it's just ledgers.
Just
okay.
ledgers upon ledgers full of inane scribble.
Right.
Well, we did conclude that they did not have anything that we considered valuable.
Could you read those ledgers, sir?
What? Wait, are you telling me my ledgers have been taken by Wanderlust?
Oh, I'm not saying that, but yes, that's what happened.
Oh, that treacherous cur! My ledgers! No, years of... Girl, blast him! Blast that Mr. Wanderlust!
Yes, he was quite strange.
I'm gonna go
Do you know where he could have gone?
I have no idea. No idea, but that's,
Where did he come from?
Trouble not yourself with my problems.
Right.
You have plenty of your own.
Well, I
Indeed.
guess we will return very shortly.
Alright, well,
No more than a week,
Possibly.
I think.
I will be here twiddling my thumbs.
Okay.
Sure.
Very well. I concentrate and leave.
Alright.
Do. Anyway,
So
concentrate.
if you're all leaving, then you return to the barge aboard the Cellon Passage. Oh, I loaded the wrong one. There we go. You wake up. It is a morning. Seems it is raining. So you wake up to the pit-patter of rain on the roof of the cabin. Balthus is not in his cot.
That's definitely the first thing I do when I check. I get up to fucking slap him.
Gideon will get up and go through some of the books in the trunk that we got from the Count.
Okay.
Was it the Count? No.
Looking for
Yeah.
anything in particular? Or?
Anything by Tony Robbins for Aether.
Oh, what's everybody else doing? Does anyone go looking for Balthus?
I'll go and look for him.
I'm going with Heimlich to bitch slap Balthus.
Oh.
So the two of you walk out on deck and emerge to... You see Balthus standing in the rain, sopping wet with his lightning rod in the water, attempting to electrofish again.
I push him over. Just
Like-
off the fucking deck.
As soon as I fall over, I want to cast Fly on myself.
Alright.
We're at that point now, aren't we?
Yeah. You push Balthus over the deck, he casts Fly and then begins hovering alongside the boat.
I probably deserve that. But what in particular for?
For being the little bitch you are.
You
I-
need to ask. You just ran away.
My sister went crazy. Everyone was dying. The thing
Granted.
did not take any seemingly damage from some of my most powerful spells, and I was awfully bloody, and I do not feel like going through depression for a week or so again.
I get it, but still.
I thought my reasons are just.
Well, you
I
will
killed
be.
Heimlich, and he still managed to stay.
Well, that's good for him. He's a lot stronger than I am.
This is true. He is
Evidently.
quite weak. Well, you may be happy to know that we did actually kill the beast. No
Oh,
thanks
well,
to you.
well done.
And free
Congratulations.
the Yellow King.
That's great. So he'll take us to the poet?
But
Yes.
we were
Okay.
going to leave you out of it, but fortunately,
Well, so it sounds like no loss for me having preserved myself. You succeeded where I wasn't there.
well,
Yes.
if you
Well,
run
let's be
again,
happy about it.
Okay, I will aim to sustain my presence longer next time we encounter such a creature.
Or, like I was saying to Gideon and Heimlich, maybe help us and stop me from doing that to my friends and yourself.
That is a good idea.
If you have something that can do that.
I
'Cause I don't.
think I do. I don't think I do either, actually. Unfortunately.
I think Gideon's going to have to do some research or perhaps talk to a Dreamland alchemical artist to get some more extracts, perhaps. To get something specific like that, I think.
I mean, you saw how terribly I was dealing with, the general depression and the curse, and matters of the mind are not my favored pursuit.
I wanted to go and devote myself to an old one. A great old one. Are you saying you're the only person that's got problems?
No, I recognize your problems.
It's alright. Don't worry about it. Have you caught anything?
I don't know, Josh, have I?
Roll a damage for your spell you're using to fish.
Oh, cool. Oh, that does a lot more damage than I thought.
Oh, we lost Scott.
Oh no.
You
And
rolled
if for some reason the
really
fish...
low for that.
Yeah, I really did.
Yeah.
If for some reason the fish are wearing any metal, they take 3 extra.
Or if they've got a couple of fish hooks stuck in them. Have you
Yeah.
thrown any back in?
No, but there's an unpleasant interaction with like just being you're sopping wet in the rain, and there's like a bit of electrical feedback, and you take half the damage.
Do I have to roll through my own energy resistance?
Oh,
Ooh,
you have it. Yeah. How much energy resistance do you have?
SR.
20?
Oh, okay. Okay, you don't. You feel the twinge of it feeding back, but you don't take any damage.
Perfect.
Like when you get out of a chair in the winter and you touch like out of your car seat and you touch the door and you get static shock. Yeah.
If it's
Oh,
just
no.
gonna look at this going on, just the shock running back up the line is like,
Is it altogether wise to be doing that in the rain?
Well, I mean, as long as no one gets near me, then it should be right.
I'm gonna take that advice to heart. I might go fish on the other side, if you don't mind.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Why dilute the pool anyway?
I can sort this
Yes.
out. Don't you worry. It's nothing to worry about. He'll pull out one of his extracts out of his belt and just throw it at the ground. Everyone around me within. Oh no, I have to touch her. I'm like, well, actually no. Everyone, come here. Come closer. Come closer. Let me touch you.
What you're up to,
It's
Gideon?
fine. It's fine. And I'm not sure how this works with an extract, but maybe I've got a little sippy cup that everyone drinks out of. But for the next I've 90 minutes split between you two, so 45 minutes each. You are resistant to 20 points of electricity damage.
Does that stack with my passive one?
It is a abjuration. So I'm not sure if it might stack. It depends what yours is.
Mine is just from me being genius.
Well, I mean, it's a magical spell. I'm not sure how it stacks, but I got this because I was like, hey, we might be versing extra things. Now everything's been not magical. So I'm like, no. So, yeah, so everyone, I pass around a sippy cup for everyone, so you'll be able to resist some of the lightning damage in the rain if it does occur again.
Okay. Good to know.
There you go.
Thanks, I guess.
Oh, and you can have this one extra if you wish,
Oh, I
Balthus.
don't
for Balthus. And he
I'll
passes
say,
you another one.
Ava's gonna decline the original anyway. She's like,
Ah,
I'm
okay.
staying well away from him anyway, so I don't think I need it.
Well, electricity can be conductive through the water. It depends. Just stay away from any puddles that I guess interject with each other towards him. That's what I would advise. But Balthus, I've got this one here. Should help you out as well. And he passes you another one.
I will pocket it.
Ooh. All right. Well, make sure you give me back the bottle.
Okay. I definitely do not trust it.
Oh, and by the time I fall asleep, I think that it would wear out. If I'm honest. So it's kind of like a one-time use thing for today.
Does
I
it
guess.
look the same color as Zilla?
It'll look a little bit different. It doesn't look like the other one. The other one's kind of more of a, I guess, resist energy, so I guess it kind of fluctuates between colors, maybe a little bit rainbowy. This one's a little bit more like heavy, like a thicker liquid.
Okay.
That's the best way I'd describe it.
Yeah, I still just hold on to it at the moment.
Fair enough. But that one's good. It will last like a few minutes at least, but maybe after 10 minutes.
Okay.
And we'll wander back inside and go look through the books again for Ava.
Cool.
So as you rummage through the books, Gideon, looking for self-help books by Tony Robbins, you eventually...
Look, Ava's suffering. I want to make sure that she feels better about herself.
Yep.
You help me in my times of doubt.
You eventually find a self-help book called Apotheosis. How to lift yourself higher than Iomade. And it goes on, there's a blurb inside, and it talks about like finding your own inner world stone that you can touch. And you're like, oh, this is brilliant. This is exactly what Ava needs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm like, and I hand this to Ava.
What's this?
It's a self-help book for you. You sounded a bit unsure of yourself after the last expedition, so I thought I'd find something to, simmer those thoughts. It can be a little bit preachy at times, religious,
Right.
in fact, but
Right.
if you look past that to the greater message, you should, be able to
Greater
overcome
message.
and persevere through anything that you feel like you've hit a wall. 'Cause I feel like you've hit a wall at this point, and I'm just trying to help you through it. And sometimes guidance from someone who's been in that position before might help.
Sure. And do I have to read all of it, or do you have like pages earmarked for me to
Oh no,
special passages?
I think find the ones that concern you the best with your problem. I
It's
think.
very subjective.
Well, I think these books are meant to be that way. The idea is that you look through these books and find certain chapters that perhaps reflect how you feel internally and read them that way.
Right.
Read them once first and then move on to others. It's not, even if one chapter does not concern your current feelings, perhaps it might do later on. And you go, oh no, this problem, it's an issue. Oh, I don't know how I feel about myself. But I read that one passage that said this. Yes.
Okay, well,
Keep it close, just in case.
I don't really feel like standing out in the rain as much as I like fishing, so I guess I'll give it a go and see what's what. And then we'll go back and see the man in yellow after dark.
Yes. No,
Sure. Alright, well, I guess I'll go help myself or something.
Yes. And
She
Gideon will put his
wanders
hand on
off.
your shoulder. Put your hand on your shoulder before you leave.
Okay.
We're believing you. We wish you to
I
get
guess
better.
I believe in myself. I don't know.
That's the spirit.
Start leaping through the pages as she walks below decks.
I presume the pages are very, like, mildly preachy for a Yomade.
Well,
That got me.
it's written by a Cheliaxian author and it's more like he's the kind of person who doesn't practice what he preaches. You know what I mean? He's just he's milking the idea of Iomade and you know, concepts of touching the world stone to apotheose yourself, and it's a lot of wank, really, to put it.
Read through the it's just to get the thought process in the right direction, you know.
Ava's approaching this very skeptically.
Yeah.
But she'll read. She'll do it. She'll read it.
Is there anything you want to do with the rest of the day, Heimlich?
I'm just gonna sleep and relax, I think.
Alright, cool. So the day passes and night falls. It becomes a bit chilly, sort of over the boat as a fog sets in ahead, and the light rain continues. Are you planning on a Dreamlands jaunt this evening?
Mm-hmm.
I heard mixed answers then.
I
think he said duh.
Oh, he said duh. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I thought.
Duh. We wish
thought I
to
heard
go
no.
to Dreamland.
Let's go to Dreamland.
Yeah, in fact,
go
Dreamland come to
to it.
you. Let us here. Give me that big shovel. I hit you. Dreamland come to you.
No, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
Is give idol, and we utter incantation.
Idol is filled with vodka. I see. This is how
That's
we
how
go
you
to
go to
Dreamland.
Well, whatever language Gideon and Aether are speaking to each other, the rest of you gather round within the cabin, and you begin the occult excursion ritual to enter the Dreamlands once again. The base version that you learnt that takes you to the desert caravanserai, and you begin passing around the trinket, the carved ivory and bone spiral staircase. It gets heavier and heavier as you recite the incantation, passing it from to one another, before finally finishing the last line of incantation and dropping it to the floor. And you all fall into darkness once more, reawakening a few hundred feet away from the caravanserai, with the blistering desert sun beating down on your skin.
Ooh.
We should be on full HP, right?
You should be on full HP, yeah.
Because all the damage we took was in the Dreamlands. Apart from Balthus's. So he would probably... Oh no, because he resisted it, because he was a wizard thing. I like your laugh. Oh, beautiful woodland birds.
Yeah, I hit the wrong ambience, that's my bad.
I love that shimmering of the heat of that sand effect. Zoom all the way in, boys.
That's actually this background is actually a video background by Dynamic Dungeons. Patreon at Patreon/Dynamic Dungeons video maps. And this one's nice, but it's quite basic compared to what he usually puts out. He puts out some very, very nice, very intricate maps.
So is it just like a video that's put on the background?
It is. It's literally.
And it's just basically like a GIF.
Yeah,
or...
he renders 3D environments, records them from above, and then you get videos each month. I convert them to WebM format, which is the most Foundry friendly format, which is just set as, instead of setting a map as a background, I set the video as a background.
That's cool. I would play around with that and see how many 80s music videos I can fit into like small screens that have tipped over, where it's just playing like Give It Up, just on the square. Dude. All right, I'm gonna make an 80s game now. Done. Anyway, sorry.
All right. So
Walking towards the caravanserai, I guess.
the party arises and walks towards the caravanserai. Once again, you pass through the gates and make your way through the structure and up to the Yellow King's office. He's sitting behind his desk and appears to be writing something with a very large and very loud peacock quill. And it's sort of so long it sort of sticks over all the way up over his shoulder as he scribbles away at whatever it is he is writing. He looks up as you enter the room. Oh, welcome back, my friends. Is it time?
Yes.
We
Tis?
found our friend who was Balthus.
Just
Hello?
curious. How how long has it been?
How long has it been? You mean since you were last here?
Years?
He sort of like contemplates, just his eyes glass over for a moment. I feel like it could have been just yesterday. Or was it longer? Or was it earlier today? I can't quite remember. How long do you think it was?
Well, we were gone for a day,
Oh,
but we know that time moves differently in the Dreamlands.
does it now?
So, perhaps.
Curious.
Sire, may I ask you a question?
Yes, Gideon, go ahead.
Have you... I don't know how to frame this. Have you ever visited the material plane? Like Galerion, the world?
I myself have most definitely not visited the material plane, but as you know, I am but a fragment of Laus's memory who was a denizen of the material plane, so I guess you could... Maybe you could say I have. Maybe you could say I have. I don't know.
Just curious. But we are ready for our voyage. Anything you recommend we bring along?
Bring whatever you need, but there is one thing I do recommend. He gets out of his seat and walks over to a cabinet over at the side of the room and opens it and reaches in and turns around with arms full of what looks to be 4 large gourds, sort of hollowed out and capped and used as drinking vessels, and he hands one to each of you. You should drink this before we leave.
Is this booze?
I'm afraid not, my alcoholic
Water?
friend. Something of the sort. It will help you withstand the heat of the desert.
Pop the top and I'll give it a sniff.
Yeah, Gideon sticks his tongue in to identify it.
I just take it straight away.
It is a potion of endure elements.
Ooh. Yeah. Quite safe to drink, everyone. And
I'm going to do my alchemical allocation. So I'm
That'll
going
work
to
for this
drink
one.
that first.
Yep, that'll work.
Yep. And then I'm going to keep it.
He sees you
elements
like,
as well.
drink it out and like spit some back, and he's like, oh, perfectly vulgar. Doesn't taste that bad, does it?
No, he's in fact saving it. So if we need it again afterwards.
Yes, let the flavors dance around on your palate. Well, are we ready to go then?
Sink
I
for you.
believe so.
Absolutely.
Alright, so as he leads you to the gates of the caravanserai and out into the desert. You commence a 6-hour trek under the blistering hot sun. The winds of the desert blowing sand into your face, particles that sting on impact. You constantly shield your eyes. You tie cloth around your face and continue the trek. Over the course of the trek,
Gideon starts pulling sand off his tongue.
the Yellow King regales you with many tales about the desert, and many he talks about the Mad Poet's wish list a lot, and continues to insist that you have definitely found adequate tribute for the Mad Poet, and he will surely be pleased.
You get Heimlich, maybe we could show. Have we shown him the items, like all the items
Yeah, we
out?
did.
Now? Okay, sorry. I think we mentioned it. I was
Yeah.
just
No,
wondering if it was worth
we showed
bringing
him when
up.
we got
Yeah,
into
cool.
the
We first got in. That's
Yeah.
right. Fantastic. Yeah. Well, Gideon will talk extensively about the adventures and what we found out. He likes the Yellow King.
Does the Yellow King sound like he's just talking a lot of shit at times as well?
How dare you?
Sometimes, maybe.
I'm like, is it like just embellishing short stories, like to make it sound like extra cool, or is he like flat out lying?
No, just like he's just whimsical in nature.
Yep, cool.
You can believe like three quarters of what he says, but 1/4 is a bit embellished, kind of thing. I think
Yeah, fisherman's
that's why I'm
tales.
taking it. A bard.
It's yeah. After you've been trekking for around 6 hours, you finally reach a tall dune in front of you. He comes to a stop and turns around. He's like, over the other side of this hill, you will find the mad poet. I'm afraid I can accompany you no further, my friends.
Reach out to shake his hand.
Gideon will do the same.
Thank
Well.
you, Yellow King.
Of course. It's the least I can do after springing me from the moon prison. And of course, if you ever need somewhere to stay, do not hesitate to visit the desert caravanserai.
Like,
Is that
very
what
much.
he'll do?
You did have a few issues with certain creatures downstairs, but I think we cleared most of them out. Just so you're aware.
And I thank you for that.
Whatever did happen to that large, gooish kind of creature?
Yes,
It's
yeah,
a boss.
I'm sorry,
Smacked around
gooish
a bit.
creature.
it was in one of your baths.
In my baths?
Yes, we
Goodness.
refelled the creature, but we came back.
Oh. Well, that's a relief. I'm afraid I know nothing of the creature you speak of.
Oh, you're missing out of a shopkeeper who didn't sell anything.
Shopkeeper. Oh, you mean that nasty cursed thief?
Yes, we killed him.
Yes,
Oh,
he
whoa.
cursed us. It was not enjoyable.
Another
Yeah, who
boon.
cursed him?
Another boon you've carried out for me. Thank you once again.
Very fine. And I'd like to thank you for looking after us where me and Balthus, where mines were not our own.
That was very, very caring.
Oh, it's the least I
We
could
hope
do.
you-
You were magnificent clerks.
Yeah, don't particularly remember much of it, but I'm glad that we were of service. Hopefully you won't see Aether soon, but don't be surprised. But she's looking after her brain. At this point. Positive thoughts, right? He gives Aether a thumbs up.
Just give you a sure nod. Sure.
He may not believe in any gods, but he believes in Tony Robinson.
Yes, what is it, Heimlich?
Is the mad poet going to be angry to see us? I mean, we are potentially arriving unexpectedly.
Surely you are arriving unexpectedly, but I believe with the tribute you have gathered, he will be pleased.
Is there anything else we should be aware about when we address the mad poet?
Just remember, he is one of the most powerful entities within the Dreamlands. He can snuff your life out with but a thought. Show him the respect he is due.
And
Over.
how much respect is that?
I'll just not talk, is how much respect, I guess. And no jokes, Balthus.
Perhaps a rule to live by in general,
I will,
Balthus.
The extract I gave you.
On my best behavior.
Right, pleasure. And Gideon will bow again and start walking up the hill.
Alright. Just bear with me 1 second.
Give it up, give it up, baby, give it up.
No, 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 no.
Baby, give it up, give it up, baby.
Baby,
So, you trek up the dune. As you reach the apex, you turn around and steal one last glance at the Yellow King, who has vanished from view. As you emerge over the horizon and glance to the bottom of the dune, you see a sparkling oasis of strange familiarity And you recall the vision that you had back in the Briarstone Asylum of awakening on the bank of an oasis, seeing each other and seeing a man who you now realize was a splitting image of the Yellow King minus the yellow clothes, who must surely have been Count Hazelton Lowes, and you realize that you may have been here before. This oasis sparkles underneath the glistening desert sun, the few palm trees around it casting cool and tempting shadows over the sand, and you see a small hut adjacent to the oasis, ramshackle and run down, with a single door on the front. And you begin descent towards it.
Does this seem awfully familiar to you guys?
Yes, I'm a little bit concerned now.
It does.
It's seeing this place kind of and trying to remember it, like trying to remember our past and just having that kind of blank fogginess to it, or
Yeah.
This might be a place that can inform us about our previous lives before the asylum. I'm very eager to know.
I don't know. From what we have found out so far, I wasn't particularly the best person. As opposed to now.
Gideon might stop everyone before we get too close and just say, remember who we are now. I think that is a better reflection of our current state than what we did. If we are to learn anything of our past, just know that we are different. I trust you. Although all that information was revealed to us about you two, pointing towards Balthus and Aether, I don't judge you for it.
I'm drinking more of my hip flask as he talks. Deeply.
As you have this conversation with each other, as you reach the bottom of the dune, you hear a creaking, and you see a single lone figure emerging from the hut, carrying what appears to be a large tome under his arm, and he begins walking his way around the oasis towards you. As he gets closer, you can make out the details of his face. Greetings, my friends. Welcome to my oasis. What is your business here?
We wish to see the poet.
Is that so? And what business do you have with the poet?
We have offerings for the poet in exchange for something we need.
Offerings, you say?
Yes, we do.
Well, let's see them then.
Who may you be, if I may ask?
My name is Abdul Al-Hazared, and I am the mad poet that you seek. Now show me your offerings.
I bow low as he requests, and then start revealing the items from the bag here. I think I want to place them like on the ground in like a lineup.
As he looks down at them, his demeanor sort of changes from sternness to rather pleased or smug. He picks up the green stone idol and contemplates it for a second.
Gideon steps back slightly nervously.
I thought I had seen the last of this. You have done well, friends of Count Hazelton Lowes. I'm surprised to see you again.
As are we. Kind of gives the eyebrows to his compadres.
Come closer. Come closer.
Okay.
Come closer.
Okay. Yeah.
Gideon steps forwards.
Yeah. Pulls the tome he has from under his arm out in front of him. You see it is a very heavy, what appears to be a leather-bound tome, and as he opens the cover, you see it appears to be made of what may be sewn and tattered human flesh. He flicks it open, like, runs his thumb over the pages and flicks them all. And he turns and outstretches it towards you, Aether.
Mm-hmm. I guess I'll reach out to grab it if he's passing it to me, but reluctantly.
Before you take this, what do you think you
Yes.
rely on most? Is it clear thought? Understanding? Influence? Quickness? Health? Or is it might?
Clear thought.
Good one. That's a good one.
He sits the book into your
that's
hands and then turns to you, Balthus. And you, comedian, what is it you rely on most?
I would like to say my charisma, but I've oft proved lacking. I would probably say it has to be my mind too, because you know that's the jokes factory.
Clear thought?
Yes, clear thought.
Okay. And you, Professor, what is it you rely on most?
I don't want to sound like, a broken record at all, but I've had my mind stripped from me more than once now, and it's not something that I wish to lose. Making my mind mine, ideally, is my option that I choose.
I don't
what my
recall
thoughts
giving you
were.
that option. I said,
I mean, clear thoughts. That's what I meant.
clear thoughts? And you,
Yeah,
Dr. Heimlich von Ustalav, what is it you rely on most?
I rely on the ability to interpret situations. My intelligence gets me to the end goal.
But is it understanding? Is it quickness?
It is.
Health? Clear thought? Understanding. He hands you a copy of the book. And then the four of you realize he's been somehow handing out duplicate copies of this book to each of you. And you realize he's still holding his own copy of it. He sort of makes a hand gesture towards you as if to open the books.
Gideon will open his.
Yep, crack mine open.
As you open the books, you feel an expansion of each of your minds. Aether, Balthus, and Gideon. You each gain +2 intelligence.
I picked wrong.
Heimlich,
No, you pick well.
you gain +2 wisdom.
Wow. Character question: should we add that as assigned or advancement?
I am not sure actually. It'd be like on the actual ability score page. There should be a field where you can just increase it. The man you pursue, your previous employer, Count Hazerton Lowles, seeks a city called Naruzavan. He is seeking a text called the Necronomicon. This text. He sort of holds the tome forwards that he's holding in his hands again. But Not this text. A copy of the text exists in the material plane in the city of Kathir, in a place called the Mysterium. Your previous employer was headed there, so that he may browse the Necronomicon and glean the location of the city of Naruzavan, so that he may use the star stellae there to bring the world of Galarion and absorb it into the lost city of Carcosa.
Well, that's not good.
Yes. Count Laos believes that if he can accomplish this, he will become the favored champion of the great old one, Jamandor.
Gideon would like to do a skill check on that, please.
Knowledge
check.
religion.
Yeah. Well, give me a sec. I'll do that. God, why is this gone all strange? Alright, there we go. Sorry. Knowledge, religion. So 26.
26. So you read references towards several great old ones within all the esoteric tomes contained within Count Laus's chest. Jamandor, also referred to as the Inmost Blot or the Starseed, a great old one whose corrupting knowledge infects living hosts. It is said that simply knowing about Jamandor can leech his influence into someone's mind, and they can be influenced to serve him. He's said to be sort of a like a fungus that sort of spreads.
Right. He'll turn to his compadres. This Mysterium that we need to go to. Which city was this Mysterium in, or was Mysterium the place? Sorry.
The Mysterium is in the city of Kathir.
Yeah.
Yep, which is south of the Selen Passage. If I remember correctly, it is Catapesh? Yeah, let me double check.
And this is in the Mysterium plane.
In the material plane, yes. Like, you guys have been pursuing Count Laos down the Selen Passage, but his last known destination to you was Casimir. It's Kadira, sorry. Kathir is the capital city of Kadira.
Right. And that's... I'm going to have to look at a map for that, but yeah, sorry.
That's all good.
Well, thank you very much for this information. Very much wish to seek. I do have one question for you, if you don't mind, Mad Poet.
Of course.
You seem like a very intelligent man.
Oh, I seem an intelligent man, do I?
You know you are. And I rightfully believe that. I did not mean to offend. I was wondering if you knew of how we came to be with no memories. We do not remember anything past perhaps a month ago, maybe 2.
He like slaps closed the copy of the Necronomicon in his hands, folds it under his arm again, and takes a few steps towards the bank of the oasis, and sort of turns towards you and gestures his arm over the sparkling waters. He's like, "Come forward."
Gideon steps towards him.
Perhaps you can get a taste of the future and maybe the past. If you speak to the king of Naruzavan, gaze into the waters.
I look into the water, or Gideon looks into the water.
What about the rest of you?
Yep, I'll
Yeah.
come
Follow
forward.
suit.
I'm very zoomed in.
Alright.
Yeah, April will step up as well.
So as the four of you look over, and at first, you just simply see your own faces reflected back. And then there's a ripple. The image shifts, and you see a scene in front of you. It appears to be... Yes, it's the last time you were here, at the Oasis. The four of you have been drugged. You stand on the bank. There's a hard shove between your shoulder blades as Count Laus pushes each of you, catatonic from whatever drug he's fed you in the champagne that he offered you. You fall forwards into the Oasis face first. It's a few moments of euphoria before your lungs take in water. You convulse, and then each of you drowns.
Do I get a look at my... Oh,
Sorry, there's there's a few moments of darkness, and then a thin mist leeches from the head of your reflection face down in the water. There's images of Laos greeting the four of you as a group somewhere in a busy market. It sort of fades into then an image of the four of you arriving at his manor up on Iris Hill. And then various flashes of each of you performing unsavory tasks among the village of Thrushmore at Count Laus's behest. And then finally, an image of the four of you, catatonic, dribbling, convulsing, being carried into Briarstone Asylum at the behest of Count Laus, being carried by a group of his other goons and left there. The mist coils beneath the surface of the water. And then explodes outwards. Sort of collides with you. The four of you sort of wrench backwards with deep intake of air. There's a cacophony of memories come flooding back into your heads. Your entire lives in an instant begins whooshing into your brain. Your memory of your childhoods, your distant memories, your recent memories before Briarstone Asylum, instantly refilling your heads in an almost just orchestra of noise. And then over the top of it, a sudden shout from an unknown voice. "Wake up!" And then this strange frequency begins to resonate through the sound of all your memories. It sounds like a strange series of clicks and static. And eventually sort of warps into an understandable language. "You are now free. But to remain so, you must find me." And in an instant, you snap back to the material plane, awakening on the floor of the cabin. Your head now filled with your original memories. and we're gonna pick it up next time
Oh.
as we start book 4 of Strange Aeons.
Damn.
God damn.
Damn.
Nice.
Very